Feels kind of strange that for the second time this year I'll be sitting down here to talk about a Pinocchio film. Weird. What a weird moment in time where every studio said, Pinocchio, Pinocchio, we gotta do our Pinocchio because another one is coming out. And I think there's a video game about Pinocchio. Something in the air, baby. Somebody's been smoking that nice pine tree needle and just getting us some Pinocchio content. But this is one actually worth talking about. So, if anybody has not been following the history of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio adaptations, he's been wanting to do this for a long time. I just stumbled across an article the other night that was like 2017, the plans fell through. Didn't get to do it then. Luckily, there's this new thing in the world called Netflix, and we're desperate for content at Netflix, so we'll give great auteurs the opportunity to make their dream project. And Guillermo del Toro was next up on the list. He did Cabinet of Curiosities, which was really fun. Now it's like, hey, Pinocchio, stop motion. Please let me do it. And they're like, go crazy, dude. There's no way you can't make something that isn't good. You're a genius. And that's true, because this film is perfect? Is that appropriate to say? Look, I saw a screening because one of my local cinemas was just lucky enough to be like, hey, we're doing it for a night. You want to check it out before Netflix? And I'm like, yes, I do. Let me see what you got. I got to watch this on the big screen. I have never had a better experience in a theater this year, I think, watching a film on the big screen. It looked like it was just made to be encompassed and picked upon and just sort through every little detail, and it looked great. So it's the tale of Pinocchio, done in stop motion with the vision of Guillermo del Toro, and when you combine all of those things together, you get something truly special. Like, nothing looks like this. Nothing feels like this. It feels like that thing everyone's been talking about recently where it's like, well, animation's for kids. You're like, well, hand them this, and they'd be like, oh, fascism? It's so strange. But this movie is really good. It takes what you know about the Pinocchio story, and yes, it's way more diluted than the Disney version. It's going to change it so much for audiences, but it's awesome. So let's just get the stop motion stuff out of the way. I say that loosely because it's an important style of telling stories and it's an important art form and we don't do it enough anymore. I just want to say, like, that is all intrinsically connected to the way the camera moves, the way the characters walk, the way the voices sound, the way the lighting looks. Everything is connected to the visual medium that we are using to tell this story. And it's top notch. There are beautiful shots of such gorgeous just compositions and the way it just presents itself, just like still images, so elegant and perfect. It looks better than a lot of modern films we're seeing in theaters today. It is so beautiful. It is so spectacular. Every little moment looks so good. And I wouldn't say I'm an expert on the subject of the type of movements and motions we're doing with these characters in this format. It's so fluid in ways I wasn't expecting it to be fluid. It moves so effortlessly. The characters just feel alive in different ways than you normally see. They move so flawlessly and their faces are so perfect. Just so perfectly moved. And they move just so elegantly. I'm just like, this is insane. How can a guy with that big of a beard in this type of format have so much expression in the little moments? It's shocking. And it just looks beautiful. So, look, directing, awesome. The character design's awesome. There's not a bad-looking character design. The ones I love in particular are the Blue Fairy. I love the weird circus guy. He looks insane. I love Sebastian J. Cricket. Holy cow. Like, they all look good. Geppetto looks good. Pinocchio looks good. Carlo looks good. Everybody looks good. But, and this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, the one that I was surprised by was Mussolini. And you're like, did you just say Mussolini? And I'm like, yes, I did. Because this takes place in Nazi-occupied Italy. And it's about fascism. I'm like, dude, I get what you're doing, but wow, you went hard into that. Literally introducing new characters and having a whole section of this film dedicated to Pinocchio in warfare. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's so cool and it fits so well into the story and the way that plays into like the magical elements and all the other characters and the monsters in this world. I'm like, this is awesome. Just hook this right into my veins. Because, like the tale of Pinocchio as we've seen it diluted and told throughout history in the Disney versions is the kid needs to learn a lesson. Well, he has to be like a good boy and sacrifice himself for his dad. This one's like, there is pain in the world and depth and torturous ideas that everybody is burdened with. This Geppetto is a broken, drunk man who will never get his life together. He's so unhappy, so miserable that he is going to drink himself into a coma and never wake up. It is disturbing how messed up this Geppetto is. He's like, fuck it, I'm building my son. And it's just this monstrous creature that just has all this energy that doesn't know where to go. And the lesson Pinocchio learns is life is worth living because you only do it once. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Because he dies a bunch in this movie and he's like, I'm going to live forever, but the people around me won't? Holy shit. That is intense. That's scary. And I'm like, that is why this is not for children. On top of like, oh man, the Nazis took over this country and they took over this town and people got hurt and we worship Jesus to the point where it's terrifying and anything that is different freaks us out. It's like, you're going to die. War is going to kill you. You are going to be unhappy for most of your days, but it's the little moments you have with the people you love that matter. So get used to that feeling. I'm like, okay. I'm used to it. I'm just like, whoa, dude. I thought it's like, look at the cool puppets we could do with the stop motion. And it's like, no, you're all gonna die one day, and we'll be left nothing, just trees. Cool. But no, I'm not doing it justice. Like, it is crazy how it balances the supernatural and this Nazi storyline and the circus storyline and the Geppetto sadness and everything and putting it to this beautiful combination. It all flows effortlessly. Every character is just so well crafted, organized in this beautiful story that with great dialogue, it is just so understanding of how a child would ask these kind of questions and answering it in a way a child would know how to say that. And it's such a beautiful, unique take on this world. And look, I've talked about Pinocchio way more this year than I ever thought I would in my life. I have openly said I hate the Disney ones. I think they suck and they're boring and I don't enjoy them. I would watch this again because I'm like, this is more my shit. It's decrepit, it's gothic, it is torturous, it is looming over you with this idea of mortality. And yes, I'm a sick fuck, so that appeals to me. But something about the way it looks is just so gorgeous. And I want to see more stuff in that style. Just taking these chances, telling the stories that look like this, feel like this. We don't do it nearly as much as we should. I hope we get more. I hope we see more things come in this format because of this film's existence. But if not, beautiful voice acting. David Bradley knocks it out of the park. I love hearing him just do stuff. Ewan McGregor might be the best Sebastian J. Cricket we ever heard. Like, I really dug him too. And everything just felt great. Everything came together in this beautiful bow that elevates the story, the characters, and these new depths. And just, it's like, I understand why Del Toro would want to tell the story, because his style and the way he thinks and creates, it does work for this kind of story. And it just balanced together in a beautiful, poetic nature that I hope more people watch. It would have been cool if this got a theatrical release in a bigger, wider scope, but I do understand we are in different times, and maybe just putting this on at home would make you happier. All I could say is, though, we're not getting anything else like this right now. I feel like we'll see the repercussions coming later between this and Wendell and Wild. I hope this format comes back in a huge way. I don't know, though, but just seeing this story, whew, a great director making something great. What else do you want? What else do you want but this kind of stuff? Look at the Cricket's mustache. That's awesome. He's a writer. Like, he's like, I was a writer, I went in this tree, and now I'm in a boy. Like, that is dope. So, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. And thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck. I don't know why I did that. I thought it was going to be like a strings on me thing.